Payday 3 is going to be launching with only 8 heists is the kind of general consensus I keep seeing on the internet as reasons to hate Payday 3. Everywhere I look it's like, Payday 2 has 70 heists, why wouldn't you buy Payday 2? Payday 3 is only going to have 8, and I do think to a certain degree that is a justifiable argument. I mean, you can go buy Payday 2, which graphically looks around the same and enjoys 70 heists, but I do think there's a little more to this. So, if you're a long-term Payday fan, you may have played the first game. Now, the first game had significantly less heists than Payday 2, however those heists were all significantly more complex. One of the biggest downfalls of Payday 2, in my opinion, is the fact that all the heists are these really short, fun, but they were just these heists that don't have a lot of complexity to them, and of course that doesn't apply to all of them, but a majority of them were just kind of short, dumb fun to make some cash. And personally, I love it, but I do think that there is something nice knowing that Payday 3 will be launching with a lot of more complex heists. But hearing comments kind of disregard Payday 3 because of this actually got me thinking to why I love Payday. And for me, the one thing I loved about Payday was doing stealth heists. I know that's a really weird obscure thing that you can't do for a majority of heists in Payday 2. But in Payday 1, one thing you could do is you could go around, you could shoot all the cameras, no one would see, you could take out the guards, and you could do a lot of the heist nice and stealthy. Now I'll admit, I probably didn't play all the maps in Payday 1, but I played a decent amount, and you had this sort of level design where you could actually have fun and skill getting around the map. And skill was just rewarded a lot more so than Payday 2. Now, Payday 2 is probably a better game. Realistically, Payday 2 is probably better than Payday 1. But the one thing I do think goes against that statement is how RNG Payday 2 is. I mean, the very first heist I remember doing was in the PS3 demo, and I can't remember what it is, I'm sorry. I think it's just called, like, the bank heist or something. It's the one with all, like, deposit boxes and cash and gold and stuff you can get. It's a really simple heist. And whether you can do that stealthily or not literally depends on which side the bank vault is going to spawn on. You can't control that. Is it going to spawn on the right side or the left side? If it's in the left side, it's right next to all the people on the map, so it's just impossible to do stealthy. If it's on the right side, you literally have to kill 2 people and you can do it perfectly fine and stealthy. And that's not fun, that's not rewarding. Why would you go this entire time learning how to play the maps if it comes down to RNG at the end of the day? That's something that I always couldn't stand about Payday 2. And Payday 1 honestly remedied this fine by just having maps that were more thought out and had more time put into every single one. Payday 2, it just kind of felt like they made a map, put some RNG mechanics into it to keep it fun and fresh so people keep coming back to play it, and that's it, map done. And again, don't get me wrong, I love Payday 2, and I've probably put more time into Payday 2 than Payday 1, but what I am saying is it will be nice to have some nice, well thought out heists. And another thing you have to think about is, realistically, Payday nowadays relies a lot on post-launch content. I don't think it's inherently a bad thing. Payday 2 is the example of a live service game done pretty well. Sure, you know, there's lots of little DLC packs you have to buy, and it is pretty lame at times. But I do think that the idea of, you know, hopping on and wondering when a new heist is going to drop, and then, you know, if you're paying it in 5 years, you're going to have crazy amounts of heists in comparison to launch, and you can kind of be there for that progression. I mean, is it as cool as buying the game and having 70 heists at your disposal? No, but if those heists are all well thought out because they put the extra time into handcrafting them, I'd say yeah. Honestly, I'd much rather have some well thought out heists than just a bunch of them dropping every now and then that are really RNG gameplay. Now again, don't get me wrong, Payday 2 is a great game, and I know I kind of sound like I'm shitting on it a little bit here, and again, I do think it's better than the first game, but all I'm saying is it's going to be nice to have some elements of both games coming together to make possibly the best Payday yet. Now, I have no idea how Payday 3 is going to go. My first impressions, quite honestly, when I saw Payday 3 was, this is a bit meh, the graphics looked the same, the gameplay looked very similar, but hearing them how they want to handcraft every heist in their dev diaries, I have to say, it puts me a lot more on board. So the point is, don't write off Payday 3 just because it has only a few heists. If all those heists are absolute bangers, you're going to love them for only having a couple, trust me, because they will keep you playing and replaying to master it in different ways. Skill over RNG is what I say. Thank you all for watching the video.